Have you been to the area's premier radio-controlled hobby shop and raceway? Underground Raceway and Hobbies in Great Northern Mall has 2 indoor tracks for racing at every experience level. Don't have your own car? No problem. You can rent one from us. When you're ready to get your own, we've got an on-site hobby shop with everything you need, including all the popular brands. Underground Raceway and Hobbies has kits for land, sea, and air. Cars, boats, planes, you name it. Come see us next to Dick's in the Great Northern Mall in Clay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MotoOption Supercross. From Mattawan, Michigan, riding for Phil's Ski and Snowboard, number 78, Jacob Hubbard. From Tampa, Florida, riding for Underground RC, number 5, Tyler Lang. From Scottsdale, Arizona, riding for Panini Motorsports, number 51, Payson Johnson. From Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, riding for Adept Creative Co., number 16, Logan Leitzel. From Monterey, Tennessee, riding for Phil's Ski and Snowboard, number 86, Tyler Shields. From Warner Robins, Georgia, riding for Panini Motorsports, 2020 Supercross champion, number 18, Jeremy Siebold. From Dallas, Texas, riding for Duncan Racing, number 28, Trevor Byrne. From Shawnigan Lake, Canada, riding for Panini Motorsports, number 24, Colby Eaglin. From Costa Mesa, California, riding for Phil's Ski and Snowboard, your defending Supercross champion, number 1, Braden Carter. From France, riding for Panini Motorsports, 2018 Supercross champion, and your current points leader, number 7, Alexis Leclerc. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into round 6 of the 2022 MotoOption Supercross Championship live here on Start Your Systems. My name is Kellen Brower. I'll be bringing you guys the action tonight from Anaheim 3 as we put a close to the book of the West Coast rounds. We're going to be going East racing next week. That's right, Minneapolis going to kick off the 250 East Championship next week. So this final round for this West Coast swing for these 250 West guys, going to be a pivotal moment tonight for them in this championship to get some momentum built heading into this super long break that we have coming up. But as mentioned, it is the last stop in California this year, and we're going to have a fantastic race on the docket for you guys here tonight to watch. Before we start racing tonight, though, let's first talk about what's happened in the last hour, and that was qualifying dominating the scenes here in the last hour as everybody got into their respective servers and tried to hot lap it up a little bit. And hot lap it up did Payson Johnson at a 58.992 on this very long racetrack. Incredible to see, under a minute on this track. But you can see Braden Carter and Colby Eaglin, they're at one flat. They're over a second down to Johnson, but they're right on top of each other. So a couple guys right in the mix for this championship hunt. Looking strong here already tonight. We've talked many times already about how Payson Johnson kind of already shot himself in the foot when it comes to a championship this year. And we already have a kind of a 3-rider train breaking away at the front of the field. They're all chasing Alexis Leclerc, of course. Leclerc on a 1.6 in 6th place here behind Tyler Lang and Jack Haley on the night. Look at all the way down to 10th place, Luke Sullivan at a 1.7. And even if you go back to 12th place, Braden Castellaneta at a 101 flat. Pretty much a second between 2nd place and 12th place. So very close times at the top of the table here tonight in this 450 class. If we jump over to the 250 West division, though, it was Holden Cote going fastest on a 101.898 ahead of Luke Magnetti at a 102.015. Rasmus Balzer, Casey Cochran, and Ryan Pinkerton round out the top 5. Now, Cochran finally got his first win of 2022 last week in Glendale at the Triple Crown, and he did so with consistent finishes. He did not win a single main event, but he consistently made his way into the top step of the podium, which is what he's done all season long to maintain that championship lead in the 250 West division. Here is a look at our 450 class standing zone. As mentioned, Johnson, huge hole to dig out of in 4th place, 38 points down of our championship leader Alexis Leclerc, but you can see it's very tight at the top of the field here. Leclerc only 2 up on Braden Carter, only 5 up on Colby Eaglin. Eaglin, our big winner last week in Glendale as well. 2 wins on the trot now for Eaglin in 2022. He's looking very strong in the early runnings of this, and we have a fantastic championship fight developing in this 450 class. If we move to the 250 West division, though, it's starting to separate a little bit. Cochran, with those consistent finishes, even though he's only had 1 win on the season through 5 rounds, now has a 15-point lead ahead of Rasmus Balzer. Seth Shirley jumps to 3rd in the standings, now 16 down, and Luke Magnetti 18 down. Everybody else behind that is over a race distance behind, and in this shorter championship, only 9 rounds in this 250 West Championship, that race distance is huge. You can see guys get eliminated a round early before we get to that finale in Salt Lake City. So Cochran putting himself in a fantastic position moving into the break here. If he could have another night tonight where it's just consistent finishes, he's going to be looking really strong heading into those final rounds of this championship as we get ready to head into the break and go East racing next week in Minneapolis. Back in the server and getting ready to kick things off here in just a moment. I wanted to real quick just disconnect from Discord so I don't have that as a bother. talk about this track a little bit. I had been turning a couple laps on this track. We're waiting for people to join up and get the UIDs grabbed in just a moment. Had some server issues going on earlier tonight, so I'm not sure if they've completely buttoned those out already or not. But talking about this racetrack, it's actually a pretty unique racetrack. It's kind of a typical Anaheim baseball stadium layout. There's not too many sections of it that are very, very different, but the start itself is maybe one of the most unique starts that we've had in a very long time. I can't remember the last time we had a start where it went into the first corner and did something different than what you would do for the rest of the lap, essentially. So I'm going to go over to the start real quick and show you guys that as we come down to this section right here. Quick shout out to Cody M, who's been dropping donations like it's nobody's business. Another $2 donation says, Seth Shirley's going to win. It's coming, and he can feel it. So off the start here, you're actually going to go under the finish line jump and then go down this little short shoot straightaway. It's very kind of tight and narrow through here into this tight 180 first corner and then through the RaceFactorGaming.com whole shot award area. It's actually going to be kind of interesting to see tonight. Some guys may, coming into this second corner right here, decide to tuck inside on the tough blocks to defend position, and it's going to be hard to still double that from the inside. The 450 guys will likely get it rather easily, but the 250 guys may struggle. You're going to see guys probably go out to the berm, swing it around, and then be able to double into this section, get a great drive in the whoops, and maybe take the lead when someone going up the inside is then able to double into the section, not get as good of a drive, and set them up into the next corner. Out of the first, or the second, or the third corner of the track, you got a triple on off, or a couple different options available through that section. Then a tricky sand section. You got a triple double through the sand. We're gonna probably see some big ruts breaking down in that sand section here tonight. Cross the start straight into a little double, and then actually small straightaway. So another little small straightaway mixed in here out of this corner. You got 3-2 or 2-3, but 3-2 for sure for anybody that can pop that triple out of the corner. Little double sets you up for the lone Supercross triple on the track here. Let's get lofty off of that one. 180 bull berm. And then the hotline through here will no doubt be triple. See some guys go 2-3-2 through there for sure. Then a couple different options through here. You could double in, quad over, and triple into the corner. You could triple on off, triple single. Set you up for the last corner a little bit more so than a 90. Up and over that Race Factor Gaming finish line jump and back into the first turn complex. And that's a quick little lap around Anaheim 3 tonight in MX Simulator as we get ready to drop the gate on round 6 of MotoOption Supercross in MX Simulator. And I'll be taking you guys all the way through the action here tonight. Going to be a lot of fun to bring you guys this racing action. Oh, I guess I timed out of the server. Maybe if I paid attention, that would be a little bit better. Been in the server too long. So apologies, Jeremy Cohenauer. That is my fault if you're watching this wondering, why the heck have we not got this racing started yet? 5 minutes after I'm not even in the server. So apologies there. But yeah, shout out to everybody tuning in and watching here tonight. Up and over 250 live viewers. Good to have you guys all joining us, watching the broadcast here tonight. And hopefully you're having a lovely night wherever it is you are in this world. Alligator says that first corner is going to be Takeout City, and I would have to agree. It's going to be very interesting to see who can make it through those switchback first corners and not end up on the ground. Might be going home as your race winner in either class tonight. Back to the normal format this week as well. No Triple Crown. Of course, we had the Triple Crown last week in Glendale in Arizona. A lot of fun racing in all the classes there. It's a good mix of battles in the 250 and 450 class. Casey Cochran and Colby Eaglin coming out as your big winners from last week's action. And now round 6 here in Anaheim, the final stop of 5 trips to California in 2022. Started off in Anaheim here 5 weeks ago, and now we're stopping our California stay this weekend at Anaheim again. So great to have you guys joining us. Got a couple people hanging out in chat, having a good time. Beastie Dig says, I'm barking. I wish. My lap time that I was running just practicing earlier today wouldn't even made the night show. So not barking too hot, but we're getting there. Sebastian Taylor Golf says, Kellen, I've run into you a few times over the years. Worked in SX for about 10 years with Michael Okaiden. You were always super nice and chill, pumped for the success of this MX Sim. Well, thanks so much for bumping into me and actually saying hello. I really appreciate whenever someone recognizes me at all and comes up and says hello. So great to see you and great to have you watching the live stream. And appreciate the continued support. Glad that you've also been involved with the sport and helping Akaiden out and all that stuff over the years too. That's awesome. Love to hear the privateer love, helping those dudes out. All right, 250 West Heat number 1 coming up. Let me get the moto name up on the board here. Gotta go through and take all these guys down. And there we go. 250 heat 1. And here we go. We are ready to drop the gate here in Anaheim. 9 riders transfer through out of 250 West heat number 1. All of the runners headed to that last chance qualifier where they'll fend for those final 4 positions into the main event. But it's time to drop the gate on round 6 here in Race Factor Gaming MotoOption Supercross, live here on Start Your Systems. Let's go racing again in Anaheim. Little bumping and banging into that first corner, but it's actually going to be a Suzuki around the outside. It's Rasmus Balzer on the Rumus, number 37. Great start for Balzer. He has had tough luck so far off the starts in both his heat races and the main events, and it's not really turned into anything super positive for the quick Danish rider. But he still sits second in the championship standings, and this is right where he wants to be early on in this heat race. So it's going to be Balzer leading into the sand section. Alec Horn moving into second place on the 59. Trevor Spencer on the 57 into third with Reese Harris right behind them in fourth. Front 4 breaking away a little bit. But it's Ryan Pinkerton back in 5th place. The Adept Creative Co. number 58, known for those good starts so far this year, has himself another good one here in this heat race as Reese Harris almost gets into the side of Trevor Spencer. He's going to have to double the triple. We've got to watch out for Pinkerton over top. That 58 will just squeak on by. So balls are going to lead us around. You're going to see these guys going for the option line. Double, quad, triple to the outside here for the 250 guys. I'd have to imagine that's going to be the main race line for a lot of them. The 450 guys can pop that triple out of the corner a little bit easier. Balzer leads us through at the end of lap number 1. These guys are going 6 minutes plus a lap. As mentioned, those top 9 riders transfer through to the main event. We'll get a little run through the field here in just a moment, see where those top 9 are. Balzer trying to go over the table, so kind of a quad double option through there. Battle for third starting to brew between the 57 and the 58 in your program book, but they're number 3 and 4 on the racetrack right now. Pinkerton looking down the inside of Trevor Spencer, tucks far inside in the corner, not willing to run the 57 BPC Cowie all the way to the edge of the racetrack just yet early in this heat race. Oh, a mistake out of the 59 of Alec Horn's going to allow these guys by, and Horn cannot get the Supercross triple, so Reese Harris will jump through behind him into 4th place as the battle for second continues on. See these guys continuing to double in, triple into the background. Reese Harris got it. Now, which is faster? Harris can go to the inside in this last corner. Doesn't really look like a time advantage. Seemed to work out pretty evenly. Oh, Balzer had a little mistake and got hung up on the outside of the first corner. So now Pinkerton around the outside of Trevor Spencer. Got him for that second position. Now can the 58 run down Balzer in the lead as he makes a mistake. Kind of misses the middle of the rhythm section. Goes for the quad out. Reese Harris is jumping through these guys and gets into second place. The Fighting Irishman on the Wonder Bread Boys Gas Factory Racing. Number 326 moves into second place. Solid move out of Harris. And he's going to try to close up on Balzer. Out front leading this thing at the halfway mark. Battle for second is still close though. Pinkerton trying to keep it right there behind the 326. I like that 232 option. It's not too bad. Harris going on and off the table again. Triple single into the corner. But again, Pinkerton, if he can rip that berm around the outside, it's not too much of a time loss. Harris starting to close up on Balzer as well. The 37 machine not getting away at the front like we thought he may. Oh, Balzer getting a little kick in the whoops right there. Those whoops wear in. We got a long set this week. I think there's about 12 whoops in that entire set. And that triple double through the sand. You're starting to see some of those lines wear in. The sand will certainly develop some deep ones throughout the evening. Balzer's still leading, but I'll tell you what, Reese Harris starting to close up there on the 326. Gets a scrub down very nicely on that triple. I wonder if this time gain in this last rhythm section before the finish line jump is enough. Swings it outside, gets enough momentum to triple up onto that tabletop. Oh, he's a little bit short, though. He still was able to triple single into the corner. Balzer had to check up and went defensive on the inside. That's going to allow Pinkerton back into the frame here. We've got a 3-rider battle for the race lead here. 250 West, heat number 1 in Anaheim. Good action kicking off the night of racing. And Balzer is just not really getting away as Pinkerton lays it down in the background, but he's going to keep it on two wheels and remain in third place. But here comes Reese Harris trying to take the lead. He's up the inside heading into the sand section. Oh, it's just not going to quite work just yet. They're checking each other through that rhythm section. Doubling into the corner, Balzer defensive. Kind of a smart move, though. He thought maybe Harris would check up underneath and just waited for the opportunity. Double, triple into that big Supercross triple. Oh, Balzer almost through the front door, going to cause him to check up and double. Huge mistakes. Reese Harris going to try to take advantage. They're nearly side by side, but they're not going to get the big rhythm line. Balzer has to check up and go off the track. Harris cases the triple. Here comes Pinkerton to the outside for second, and he'll get it. Up and over the finish line jump. 2 laps to go in 250 West heat number 1, and the action is still hot and heavy at the front. Balzer has a little bit of breathing room, but Pinkerton's got a great drive in the whoops, and Balzer almost lays it down. And now Harris in the background goes up and over the Davalos bales. Pinkerton jumping off the track, going for the Jason Anderson line, and going to lose some time in the process. So finally, Balzer's got a little bit more breathing room as Pinkerton settles into second place behind him. Magnetti has clawed and scratched his way up into third place in this one. Harris has slipped back to fourth. Matt Cromie trying to make his first main event of the year. Now runs in fifth place with Alec Horn in sixth. Trevor Spencer in seventh up the inside. It's the 43 of Oscar Manias. He remains in eighth place. And his teammate Juan Gomez rounds out the final transfer spot. Doesn't look like he has really any pressure from behind. It is Brandon Nygren on the atom.com gas that runs in 10th place. I'll have to see if any late mistakes from any of these guys affects those positionings, but back to the race lead. Balzer gets the white flag out front. It is now Magnetti who's moved into second place as Pinkerton goes down over the finish line jump. Magnetti might come in and steal this one away late as Balzer still trying to get away. Rider down in that rhythm lane, but it does not affect any of our race leaders. But this will affect our race leaders. Balzer gets hung up in the corner. There's contact with the 227 right there. He was facing the wrong direction in the corner. Magnetti goes to the race lead. He's trying to put another rider a lap down there. The 86, I believe. Or is that the 88? That can't be Tyler Shields dropping down, can it? Either way, Balzer, after leading this whole thing all the way through, coughs it up right here at the end. Not able to get around this lap traffic just yet. Finally clears them. But Magnetti's just got one more straightaway to get through clean. He's going to double in. Balzer goes for the triple in, and they're going to work into this last corner nearly side by side. Balzer to the inside. Oh, and he punts him off the track for the win. Rasmus Balzer takes the win in 250 heat number 1. Magnetti's going to get it spun around and cross in fifth. So that'll affect his gate selection. It was Cromie, Pinkerton, Horn crossing ahead of them. Spencer, Harris, Manias, and indeed Juan Gomez goes through into the main event out of 9th. Nygren will be the first runner to go to that last chance qualifier in 10th place. 11th for Thomas Wilcox. Lucas Schwartner, he's going to the LCQ as well. Tyler Blowers, Ryan Swanson, Brandon Larson, Ryan Anderson, Emmett Sund, Dominic Paolini, J.R. Reyes, and myself in warm-up mode. We're all heading to the LCQ. And it's going to be Rasmus Balzer picking up the race victory in this one. Little bump and run there in the last corner. Obviously some lag involved. I don't think he meant to hit him that hard. But when you have a Danish rider going up against an American rider, there's always going to be a little bit of lag. And that one cost Magnetti a couple positions in the end. But Balzer confirmed as your winner. Will go down through and make sure cuts in affect anything. Manias jumps around Reese Harris for 7th. But Gomez is confirmed through into the main event out of P9. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. And there's still more to come. That was just one of many races we have here tonight on the docket in MotoOption Supercross. And we're having fun already. Got some bar banging, last turn takeouts, all the good stuff. The kind of stuff that you guys tuned in to watch here tonight. And Luke Magnetti actually checked into chat already to say that it was a lag thing, so not intentional. And looks like he's going to be A-okay with going through in 5th place in that heat race, as he should be, because he still made the main event. And hey, 10th gate pick, 9th gate pick, whatever he ends up with, it might actually be kind of a blessing, because you'll have some guys pick inside gate picks. Balzer, though, from the outside of the box, actually coming out with the hole shot in that heat race. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of where the hole shot comes from throughout the night, and see where your top qualifiers will select their gate for tonight's main event a little bit later on. Now heading into 250 West heat number 2, and of course we'll see our championship leader Casey Cochran lining up in this one. The number 20 Adept Creative Co. Yamaha just picking up his first win last week in Glendale and extending his championship lead out to 15 points heading into the midpoint of this championship. So he's looking strong and looking to keep the ball rolling as we continue here in Anaheim. A lot of others hot on his heels trying to steal it away. We'll see 3rd place in the championship, Seth Shirley, mixed in this one. I'm sure we'll see Anaheim 1 winner Luke Sullivan lining up here in this heat race as well. And a host of other riders that can do some damage, like Johan Bordeaux, our winner of the 3rd round in San Diego. He could win here tonight as well. And I don't think anybody would be surprised. Go through the field and take a look. There is Bordeaux. There is Seth Shirley. Got a couple others to take a look at, but here is your championship leader, Casey Cochran, the Adept Creative Co. number 20, backed by undefinedlifestyle.com. Good to have all you guys watching with us. We're up to over 350 live viewers now, so that's awesome. Be sure to tell your friends. Maybe send a link to your family. Tell them to put it up on the big screen. We got some sweet racing going on here at MotoOption Supercross, and if you haven't already tuned in, you're missing out. What's up, Trollsky TV? This is his first stream. He usually watches the VODs, so yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying the program so far as Cochran gets absolutely lit up by somebody coming across the track. Let's go back and see as Johan Bordeaux. All right, back to our live screen as we get ready to drop the gate in 250 West heat number 2. Who's going to get that all-important hole shot? Try to set themselves up with an early race lead. We'll take a look at where Cochran has lined himself up. Get an indication where these guys think it's going to come from. Maybe middle here tonight. Just inside of the box, 2 inside with Alex Heckman to his outside there on the 292. 30 card's going to go sideways. The revs will come up. And here we go, 250 Heat 2 in Anaheim. Oh, Cochran does get away from the gate very well. He'll control on the inside, but actually Seth Shirley tucks a little bit farther inside and comes out with the race lead. The 23atom.com Gas. Going to pick up the hole shot here in 250 Heat number 2. But Cochran right on his heels trying to maintain second place as down the inside comes the 62 of Maxime Vanderbeek. Vanderbeek, the Belgian rider, backs out of the challenge zone. Cochran maintains second as Shirley leads us through the first 2 long rhythm sections of this track. Now down through the sand section and across the start straight, Shirley trying to open it up as Cochran settles into second place. Of course, we've seen many a times this year where Cochran has not been the fastest rider on the racetrack, but his race prowess and skill set coming into play as he's been able to work his way up from bad starts, manage good starts at the front, and that is what has afforded him a 15-point lead in the championship here halfway through this 2022 250 West season. But Seth Shirley would like to say something about it, and he is hoping to pick up his first win of his career, actually, tonight in Anaheim. If he can do so, that'll chop another few points off of his tally to Cochran, depending on where the number 20 machine finishes later on tonight in the main event. But so far, looking fantastic for Shirley as he leads the way, actually opening up a little bit of a gap on our championship leader as well. Shirley into this rhythm section. These 250 guys have to stretch that triple in. Pretty easy mid-triple, then triple on off of this one. Single into the corner. Get a good drive around the outside to triple into the sand. Check up for the long double onto the start straight. You got to be careful, though. You catch a lot of air off that sand double, and if you land a little bit too hard on flat ground, you'll have an instant fall-off crash, or legs-off crash. Some people call it fall-off, some people call it legs-off. If you're new to MotoOption Supercross, that is when the rider's legs only fall off the bike. You cannot actually become detached from the motorcycle in this game. So if you have a fall-off crash, your legs fall off the bike, and anywhere from 8 to 12 seconds on the ground before you will remount the motorcycle and continue on racing. So you do not want to have a fall-off crash because it costs you a lot of time in this race. 2 leaders starting to stretch it out, though. It is still Vanderbeek back here in 3rd place. He has lost a lot of ground. As Seems like some swapping of positions going on around throughout the field here. Back to 4th place, Seth Crotty over the finish line, jumps side by side with the 472. That's Carter Greer, free agent out here, looking to pick up some sponsors. So anybody watching the broadcast looking to find themselves a new free agent. 5th place in this heat race right now, going to 4th. Carter Greer looking to put your face on his side panel right now. As he cases that rhythm section, going to lose some time. And coming into the picture, here's the 381 of Holden Cote. Also in the mix, jumping through is Daniel Irvine. Gets into a couple of those guys, and Irvine shoots up into 5th place. Now behind Greer in 4th. Right behind them, Seth Harnischweger on the 933 JNP Honda. Now runs in 6th place, 7th for Chris Post. On the 96 Phil Ski and Snowboard Honda, backed by iLadies, whatever that is. This is 8th place, Alex Heckman, or should I say, quote, Alex Heckman, Heckman Productions SYS Racing. Looks like he has made a mistake with his naming convention, so I'm sure he'll get that fixed up after I call him out a little bit. Benjamin Miljkovic brings up the final transfer spot right now, though, on the full throttle 84. Just ahead of our round 3 winner, Johan Bordeaux, who is trying to move up into that final transfer spot, bringing a couple guys with him as we go up and over that finish line jump. 84 machine a mistake. That's Miljkovic, and Bordeaux tries to get in there, but Miljkovic crosses over in the whoops to defend. Now here comes Bordeaux. He's going to try to get to the inside in this corner as Miljkovic passes Alex Heckman in the process. Bordeaux trying to squeak up the inside in the sand section. Heavy battle for the final transfer spot. Now Heckman is sitting in it in that 292 Honda. Bordeaux would like to make it through, though, if he can. Triple-double into this corner. Miljkovic a mistake, and Heckman's going to shoot back by. That puts Miljkovic back on the bubble. Riders down out of this corner. That's the 96 of Chris Post. Look at this battle as Bordeaux jumps over top to move into the final transfer spot, but Holden Cote also squeaks by into 10th place. Bordeaux now quadding over Alex Heckman to go to 8th. Holden Cote jumping to the outside trying to get him. He's going to go into 9th place as Heckman drops back to 10th. Wow. Crazy battle for this final transfer spot, and it doesn't seem like it's over just yet. Still a lot of guys right there in the hunt. Hopping through the whoops, Harnischweger and Heckman down in the background. Holden Cote nearly gets together with Harnischweger through the rhythm section. The 933 machine pulls out just a nose as Cote drops back into P9 once again. Will they get this triple-double onto the start straight? Is that enough to get into 8th? It is. Harnischweger back down the inside, backs out of the challenge, though. He will settle into that final transfer spot for now. Now moving up behind these guys is Seth Crotty on the 71 Proline Designs Yamaha. So things have been shuffling around here. Meanwhile, shuffling around indeed. Race lead has changed hands. Casey Cochran somehow found a way around Seth Shirley to take it over. And, oh, he's going to go down in the whoops. Cochran hitting the deck allows Shirley back by. There goes Vanderbeek through into 2nd place. But Cochran will pick it up from that fall-off crash in 3rd. Long gap as well back to Irvine still in 4th. It's Greer in 5th. Bordeaux up to 6th. Cote now 7th. Post is 8th. And Crotty actually has now moved into the final transfer spot. See who's closing in. Tanner Thorson perhaps on the 90. Trying to get in there. Aaron Rockefeller. Oh, straight up in the air. Going a little 12 o'clock on us is the 54 Underground RC Suzuki. And Heckman's still lurking back here, so Crotty's in a pretty good position unless he falls. Out front, though, white flag is a waving. Seth Shirley picks up the white flag to signal the final lap of the race here in 250 West Heat number 2. Top 9 will transfer through to the main event. Everybody else behind those top 9 positions will head to a last chance qualifier that we'll see coming up a little bit later on this evening. And this is the 250 West division. The 450 class will have their heat races coming up next as Vanderbeek goes down into the Davalos bales after the whoops. He's actually backing up into them. He may have just gotten stuck in the Davalos bales. Oh, that is the last thing you want to do is back into them. That's an easy way to get trapped into them. But he finally gets freed and looks like he will remount now in 7th place behind Bordeaux. Bordeaux going to shoot past Holden Cote. As we turn it back to our race leader with 2 corners left to go, Seth Shirley trying to pick up his first career Supercross main event victory here tonight in Anaheim 3. And going to start off the night exactly how we would hope to get to that position by the end of the night, as he'll come through the final corner and Seth Shirley wins 250 West Heat number 2. Whoa, Irvine, his teammate, trying to make it an atom.com 1-2. But almost went down, ending up backwards in that corner. We got some passing going on back here. Vanderbeek and Bordeaux going back and forth. Here's Cochran tripling over the top of Holden Cote to the line, and he'll get it for third place. Vanderbeek just holds off Bordeaux for fifth. Seth Crotty will get 7th. Carter Greer back to 8th. Chris Post into the final corner in 9th. And he's through to the main event. Tanner Thorson and Rockefeller will just miss out on that one. Alex Heckman in and out of the final corner will get 12th place. It's 13th for Robert Galloway, 14th for Seth Harnischweger. Benjamin Miljkovic bringing it home in 15th. Jack Fowler 16th. Brandon Wolf in 17th. And AJ Green rounds out our 18 riders in this heat race, as they all followed home this man right here, Seth Shirley. So we wait for cuts to come in, take a look at those positions up top. Looks like Vanderbeek actually hopped around Cochran and Cote on cuts. So he gets 3rd in this one, and the rest stays the same, although just barely. Chris Post had 1.42 seconds of cuts, and by the skin of his teeth, 0.3 of a second is going to the main event tonight over Tanner Thorson, who goes to the LCQ, and will have to fight through in that one. All right, back in studio with you guys, Kellen Brower, bringing you guys the action. We are through 2 heat races, but we got 2 more heat races to go. 450 heat number 1 coming up first. Again, they will go 6 minutes plus that 1 single lap after the white flag waves to signal the end of the race, with the checkered flag coming after that. And the top 9 transfer through to the main event. That is for both heat races. So it'll make up 18 riders that will qualify through to the main event here in the next 25 or so minutes. All the other runners head to a last chance qualifier. Those last chance qualifiers will go for 5 minutes plus that single lap, and the top 4 riders from both the 250 West and 450 classes go through to make up our 22 rider 15-minute plus 1 lap main event in the 250 West division, and our 22 rider 20-minute plus 1 lap 450 main event for round 6 of MotoOption Supercross. So this is where it all starts. This is where these guys can make or break their night right here with a good gate selection out of the heat race, or just straight up making it through and qualifying for the main event and not having to go through the chaos of the LCQ. We're talking about Payson Johnson out qualifying everybody tonight by over a second. You go back to the opening round of this championship at Anaheim 1. He did not make it through his heat race or the LCQ, thus he did not race the main event at Anaheim 1. Immediately put him in a huge hole in this championship. And if you go back to some of the reasons why, it simply was just a couple mistakes. One crash in the heat race, ends up 10th in the heat race, then has to go to the LCQ. First turn crash, trying to fight his way forward. Can't quite get to 4th place by the end of it. Boom, night's over. So it happens in a flash, and you got to be on your toes in MotoOption Supercross at all times and try to get through in those heat races if possible, because those LCQs can be chaotic and not fun if you get a bad start in them for sure. So we'll see who makes it through out of this one as 450 heat number 1 gets lined up on the gate. Gonna get a quick Disco Rico. All right, what's going on in the chat? What am I missing out on? I will be playing the new Dakar Rally game. Very stoked for it, actually. I'm gonna play the heck out of that thing. Any idea of the date the GP races start? Well, in real life, February 20th. We're 11 days away from Adelaide Basin already. That's crazy. It's coming up quick. What else we got? How much fantasy points did you get last round? That's a good question. I don't know. Gotta take a look. Bust it out real quick. Pull up the old Pulp Fantasy site. I don't remember. I think it was like 250 or something like that. Da-da-da. 261. 261 points in fantasy last week. So how did you guys do? Did you guys fare well? Make sure I got this live screen dialed. Yeah, 450 heat 1. Already good to go. All right, here we go. 450 heat 1, ready to go. Who is going to get that all-important hole shot again? Well, Alexis Leclerc, he should be a shoo-in for that, no question. We got Payson Johnson in this heat race as well, as do we have Braden Carter. Braden Carter and Alexis Leclerc actually splitting the box. We'll see who gets a good jump as Johnson lines up all the way on the inside. This should be a great heat race. Let's do it again in Anaheim. Well, Carter tiptoeing into the gate, may have jumped it and forced Leclerc to make a mistake, perhaps. They're going to lead him into the first corner. Contact, and Johnson is down out of the first corner. Clip to 34. Oh, stack up. Leclerc gets into the back of Carter into the second corner, and Leclerc goes down. That puts Seth Garrett into the race lead with Carter now moving into second place. Nick Tomasunis in third place. Boy, he was dancing around on that 69mxlocker.com machine. He's going to try to hold on, but he'll lose momentarily that third position, now trying to hop back to the outside. That is Brandon Holmes there on the 481 machine, trying to get mixed in there, and now moving in is Matthias Janis as well on the 14, but Leclerc, he's got to fight his way forward, as does our fastest qualifier, Payson Johnson. They've got a huge road ahead of him. Is that Leclerc down again? Man, that's going to be a huge fight to get to the front of the field, or was it Johnson perhaps that just laid it down in the corner again? All the while, everybody out front is chasing this man, Seth Garrett. The field ski and snowboard number 34 has his teammate, Braden Carter, tucked in right behind him. But that's good news for both of them, because they're just going to try to treat this like another day at the practice track. Pull away from the rest of the field as Garrett leads him over the line to complete lap number 1. Let's go back and find out. All right, Leclerc now jumping into the back fender of the 42 and sending Tyron Tomic over the berm. So Leclerc lays it down. He's going to pick it up almost dead last. He's got 3 guys still behind him. Robert Wilson, Zoe Cross, and Chase Donovan. So let's go on board Leclerc down in 17th. Take a look at what this looks like to try to fight your way through and get a transfer spot here early on. It is frantic stuff in the early runnings of this to try to make some passes. Going to go to 16th and 15th. Tomic was down. And I didn't see the number of that other rider that was down, but now up to 15th goes Leclerc. Quadding over top and doubling into the corner. Trying to carry some momentum. Is he going to go 2-3? Yes, he will. That line is going to be OP if these 450s can bust it out with frequency. Going to cut underneath. Move up into 14th and 270. Roy Mitchell. So Leclerc tries to square off Roy Mitchell, but Mitchell not having it. That's Johnson down before the Supercross triple. So Payson Johnson still down yet again. And Leclerc is now up to 13th place. Still has some work ahead of him. A couple more riders down in this rhythm section up ahead. Tell you what, though, Roy Mitchell, he is being feisty. Oh, Leclerc jumping over top of him and over the berm and down. Leclerc, another mistake out of the 7. He'll remount behind teammate Payson Johnson. And boy, these two have a lot of work to do in about 2 or 3.5 minutes plus a lap to try to make it through. Otherwise, they're both going to the LCQ. Little mistake out of Caden Speck just ahead of Johnson here. He almost laid it down coming into that corner. Let's go back out front and see what's going on here. It is still Seth Garrett leading this race. On the number 34, Matthias Janis has moved up into second place. Brandon Holmes now in third, and your championship, defending champion, I should say, Braden Carter slipped back to 4th. So a couple mistakes now. That big number 1 machine has cost him a few positions. But he is, of course, comfortably in transfer spot right now, so not a worry for him. Got a lot of time back to that final spot anyway, so he's just going to try to settle in, put in a couple good laps, and see if he can maybe move back up on these guys and sneak into one of the top 3 positions by the end of this one. Tyler Lang, the number 5 machine on the Underground RC Suzuki, rounds out our top 5 right now. It's been an up and down season for Lang. Missed the main event at San Diego, and really hasn't shown quite the same level of speed that we saw out of him last year, particularly when he won that Race Factor Gaming National Championship in the 450 class to earn that single-digit number 5. So he is trying to turn it around here tonight in Anaheim. Ooh, Trent Adams just went down in the sand. That's going to cost him perhaps a transfer spot. Yes, just going by there. Oh, here's Johnson as well up the inside. Oh, got to be careful, Sunshine. Oh, Johnson almost got collected. Tharp and the 43 of Trent Adams. More chaos riders down on the inside there. And Johnson now moves to 10th. Leclerc is caught up in this mix. Leclerc's getting cross-jumped, and he is down. Leclerc is down again, and Johnson just absolutely lights up the 61 machine. That is Casey Ohlert, and look at all these guys battling through this rhythm section right now. None of them are in a transfer spot. Johnson has finally gotten through into 9th, but I'll tell you what, folks, your championship leader's got a lot of work still to do ahead of him here. 19th spot for Leclerc. A lot of guys still in front of him. Mistakes being made. Riders not jumping jumps. Cross-jumping happening. He's up to 17th now. But I don't know. He might be going to the LCQ tonight. Oh, and he slid it out before the whoop section. Going to get an awful drive-through here. Caden Speck goes by. He's got another rider trying to peek up the inside as well, but he'll back out. So we'll see. There are so many riders still in a freight train right here, but Leclerc is basically at the back of it. Not going well whatsoever for the 7. It's Robert Wilson right behind him. Leclerc almost looping it out on the sand triple. Riders collecting each other. A couple more of the Adept Creative Co. Yamahas get together and go down. So that pushes Leclerc up to, I believe that's 15th now. So is Johnson still in the final transfer spot? Yes, he is. So he is 2 whole straightaways now ahead of Leclerc. That is going to be almost impossible at this point. He's going to need a lot of help. But Johnson trying to make it around the 43 right now. Trent Adams to move up into 8th. Almost gets into his rear wheel and tucks the front end there. Oh, man. Hopping through the whoops a little bit. Johnson makes it stick, and Adams goes down. That's probably going to help out Leclerc a lot, especially because Roy Mitchell just got held up in the corner, and these two just took each other out. That's Austin Eklund getting to the side of him. Leclerc is suddenly not too far behind transfer spot as more riders going down in the next rhythm lane. He's up to 11th, and literally 9th is right in front of him. So those guys basically just having poor racecraft have really helped out Leclerc. Oh, but he almost went over the bars. Now he's going to go up to 10th. Boy, this has worked out so well for Leclerc that those guys just completely boofed it. And is the white flag? Yeah, the white flag is waving, so he's got one more lap to make it happen. And we're not even to the finish line jump yet, so a little bit more than a lap. And he's trying to, oh, he's going in. Leclerc almost gets into the side of the, that was Trent Adams going down. Yeah, Trent Adams hitting the deck. And now Leclerc squeaks his way into 9th. Boy, oh boy. It is not St. Patrick's Day just yet, but I would imagine Leclerc has a 4-leaf clover somewhere on his person because I cannot believe he just made it through all that chaos into the final transfer spot in 2 laps. Those guys absolutely just ruined their shot at a main event and allowed Leclerc through. Meanwhile, new race leader Brandon Holmes on the final lap of the race. Haven't seen him all year long. This is OG Brandon Holmes. We haven't seen him in a year and a half at this point, I guess, because he's got a brand new number. 481 machine, but here it is. Final corner. Brandon Holmes, 450 Heat 1 winner here at Anaheim. Matthias Janis crosses the line in 2nd. Carter will come through in 3rd. Garrett 4th. Lang ends up in 5th. Johnson was able to claw all the way up to 6th. You got Thomas Sunis in 7th. Byron Downen will bring it home in 8th. And Leclerc with just one more straightaway to go, barring a crash here, will make it through in P9. Into the final corner he goes, out of it, and Leclerc goes to the main event in 9th place. Robert Wilson will end up 10th. 3.6 seconds is probably too many cuts unless Leclerc really had some big off-track excursions at some point. Trent Adams, Tyron Tomic, Chase Donovan, Austin Eklund, Caden Speck, Rogan McIntosh, Zoa Cross, Braden Tharp, Casey Ohlert, Roy Mitchell, all heading to the LCQ as it stands. We'll wait and see if cuts change anything else, but kudos to this man right here. UndefinedLifestyle.com behind that 481 there of Brandon Holmes. Leclerc confirmed has gone through. It looks like Lang jumps to 4th around the 34 of Seth Garrett, but everything else stays the same. And Leclerc taking a deep breath after that one. That was a lot closer than he would have wanted it to be. That is for sure. Whew. Catch our breath after that one, especially catch your breath if you're Alexis Leclerc. Alrighty. 1 450 heat race in the books. 450 heat number 2 coming up next. And you would think there's not that many of the heavy hitters mixed in this one after seeing Johnson and Leclerc and Carter mixed together. But hey, we also have last week's winner the last 2 rounds. This man has stepped atop the top step of the podium. That is Colby Eagland, the number 24 Panini Motorsports Yamaha rider. Well, he's on the thumbnail this week as well. And he is going to try to win this heat race and step into that main event with ease. Maybe pick up his 3rd win on the trot. And who knows, still has a shot, a very good shot actually, of walking out of here tonight as your championship leader. So 450 heat number 2 coming up next. As a reminder, the top 9 transfer through to the main event. Everybody else is going to that last chance qualifier. And we've already seen quite a few guys mixed in there from that first 450 heat race. We almost saw Alexis Leclerc going to the LCQ. Boy, that would have been a lot of fun to see him try to mix it up with the LCQ Warriors. But he is through and into the main event. All right. Coming up in this one, we have Caleb Hall, Dominic Saulnier, Trevor Burns, Dakota French, Austin Bear, Luke Sullivan, Devin Davis, Frank Jackson, Dylan Copeland, Jack Haley, Chase Blakely, Colby Eagland, Nick Sellen, Enzo Butigny, Jeremy Smith, Bob Joe, and Braden Castellaneta. Where is Eagland? There he is. What even is that, Colby Eagland? Ridiculous madman wheelies, and then wheelies into the face of that jump. He has been looking so good in these last couple of rounds. And the thing that's really helped him a lot is obviously he has the speed to run with these guys, but his consistency has been ridiculous. He's just been able to put that same solid lap time in over and over again. He's going to try to do it again in this heat race and step atop the podium if he can do so. All right, who we watching on the start? Tanner Rogers is probably a good shout here. Just inside of the box, he's got Jack Haley to his left. Jeremy Smith outside the box as we drop the gate again. 450 heat 2. Well, Jeremy Smith continues to show that the outside of the box is a place to be as he leads them into the first corner, but he will not lead them into the second corner. It's Daniel Mills, the Jack Daniels Racing, or it's a Jack Daniels Roying. Not sure what that means, but the number 15 machine gets the whole shot in this one. Very interesting to see. A lot of these guys that have been racing 250 West, like Luke Sullivan and Daniel Mills, have now elected to jump up to the 450 class a round early. They have skipped the final 250 West round of this swing over here and gone to the 450 class. So D-Mills, who even won a main event last week in Glendale in the 250 class of the Triple Crown, jumps up to the 450 class this week. Kind of interesting to see, but showing why he did so early on in this one with the whole shot and early race lead. Nick Sellen on the JIBR.co number 97. I believe that is, moves into second place, is actually closing up on D-Mills, and they're gapping Jeremy Smith behind them. Love to see the option lines through here. It really seems like it doesn't matter inside, outside, triple on off, double, quad, triple, kind of evens out. Oh, D-Mills shorts the triple mid-rhythm, and that's going to allow Sellen through. So Sellen into the race lead. And this would be a little bit of an upset to see the 97 machine land atop the box here in this heat race. It would be awesome for him in that JIBR.co KTM program, though. You also have Trevor Burns closing up on Jeremy Smith for third place, and he'll just shoot down the inside of the four and make it happen. Burns solidly inside of the top 10 in the point standings and has been one of the bigger surprises to me, at least so far this year in 2022 in this 450 class, leaping up from the 250 class where he found some good success but in limited doses last year, and has been kind of a force to be reckoned with in this 450 class. He hasn't won a race. I don't believe he's actually stepped on the podium just yet, but consistent top 10 finishes, has really done a good job of maintaining a top 10 position in the standings, and now trying to run down D-Mills for this second spot. Jumping through those rhythm lanes. Going to try to step on, step off, whereas Mills goes for the quad over double. Kind of evens out. And these guys trying to do that 4-3 through, or excuse me, the 2-3 through the sand section. Clearly going to be the hot line that we'll see these 450 guys busting out all night long. Burns, he's closed up on Mills, but hasn't quite found a way to just poke a nose in there just yet. They're still chasing Nick Sellen, though. 97 Machine stretching out that race lead in the battle for second. Remains a strong one. Trying to see if I see Eaglin lurking in the background. Looks like he's made his way up into 5th spot or so. 6th spot, perhaps. Oh, Burns had a great drive around the outside, but Mills was always going to close that line off from the inside, so Burns just didn't square off the corner as well as he probably could have. Now he's going to get a great drive down the left side of the whoops, trying to go into this 2nd spot. Nice pass in the end. Just out-dragged him. But he doesn't triple in here. Doing the alternate rhythm is going to end up quadding into the corner, which is faster. Mills back down the inside. Not quite close enough. Burns going to just go triple-double to make sure he gets that pass stuck and moves up into 2nd place. Solid racing between the two. Very respectful as well, giving each other the room needed to actually battle, not end up with someone on the ground in that circumstance. But Jeremy Smith still settles into 4th place. Frank Jackson is the man in 5th, and he has Colby Eaglin right there on the 24, right behind him in 6th place. The 24 Machine closing up, trying to knock on the door for the top 5 finish in this heat race. Time clicking off pretty fast, too. We're already under 2 minutes to go, plus a single lap in this heat race, and Eaglin, see if he can find a way through. Perhaps the whoops. It's where Burns obviously made the pass just a moment ago around Daniel Mills for 2nd place. Maybe Eaglin gets a good drive off this double. Yeah, look at that. Down the inside with Frank Jackson and through into 5th place. Great action. Oh, but he cases the triple in. Somehow kind of made the rhythm line work, but coming alongside was Tanner Rogers, and he gets clipped by Frank Jackson and goes down. So Eaglin missing the rhythm lane may have actually helped him a ton right there. And now the battle for the final transfer spot kind of on because Luke Sullivan just moved into it. Got guys right in front of him. He's going to pass Devin Davis. Devin Davis now slips back to the 9th and final transfer spot. So Davis now moves back to the bubble position. Tanner Rogers picks himself up just ahead of Ethan Parks right there. Oh, Rogers not going to get the triple, so Parks over top is going to shoot into 10th spot. Oh, man, the battle's still on, though. 49 there of Rogers doesn't want to let Ethan Parks get away, but he's going to get into the back of him and go down. So now Devin Davis only has one of those 2 riders to deal with pressuring from behind. And it will come in the form of Heckman Productions SYS Racing's own Ethan Parks, if he can close it up. Now Parks made another mistake. Rogers got into his back tire and went down, so Davis has a lot of breathing room. Back to our leaders. Nick Sellen trying to hold on for this heat race victory. But Burns has caught up to him, and here we go. White flag is about to wave, and the battle for the heat race victory is going to be on. Although Burns makes a mistake and kind of blows the rhythm section. So Sellen picks up the white flag. Boy, this would be an upset. Like I said, Nick Sellen kind of coming out of the woodworks here in this heat race to lead us all the way through and try to pick up this heat race victory. The JIBR.co KTM program ready to rejoice if he can bring it home. Oh, going around some lap traffic there. Got to be careful not to get into them. There's also going to be a bit of a bright spot for Germany. Any Germans watching at home right now? This is your man right here. Not sure where he is from in Germany, but he is from Germany. Qualified 12th fastest today in 450 Supercross, but has turned that into a terrific start in his heat race and 7 solid laps to bring this one home. 450 Heat 2 in Anaheim goes to Nick Sellen. D. Mills has fought his way back into 2nd place where he will finish. Trevor Burns slipped back to 3rd. Jeremy Smith brings it home to finish up in 4th place. Castellaneta Trying to hold on to a top 5 position there, just ahead of Luke Sullivan. So Sullivan ends up in 6th. 7th for Frank Jackson. Eagland will end up in 8th. So he and Leclerc are going to end up probably lining up next to each other in the main event. And Devin Davis underflips his way into the main event out of 9th. Chase Blakely 10th, 3.1 seconds down. Ethan Parks 11th. Bob Joe 12th. Caleb Hall, Enzo Boutigny, Dakota French, Tanner Rogers, Dylan Copeland, Jack Haley, Austin Bear, Dominic Stolnier, and myself in warm-up mode will not be going through into tonight's main event. Wait for those cuts to come in, confirming, and good to go. Everybody's made it through. Sullivan there in P5 jumps around the 26 of Castellaneta, and Nick Sillin picks up your race victory. All right, I'm back. Saying that to my daughter, but I'm back. All right, what do we got going on here? Nick Sellin, as mentioned, picks up the heat race victory. And it's LCQ time here in Anaheim. And that rhymes, and I don't even got the time. Uh-oh, we got Germans hitting up the chat. My German is a little rough. I took 3 years of it in college, but it's a little rough around the edges. What do we got? Kellen ist mein Retter, ist mein Jesus. I don't know what Retter is, but you just said Kellen is my something. He is my Jesus. And then, ohne Kellen würde ich nicht hier sein. Gosh, I'm trying to really dust this off. I'm not something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm real rough with the German. I had it down at one point, though. And there was a time I actually went to Germany in 2019, and I felt like I was half decent at basic, I guess just basic commands, though. All you really need to know when you're in Germany is ein Bier bitte. And they will bring it in troves. I will not be at every Supercross this year. I will be at Anaheim 3 this weekend. And then not going to Minneapolis, but I'll be at Dallas. I might be at Daytona. I will be, at Detroit. I'll be at Seattle. And definitely Salt Lake. And then a couple I still might end up going to. Without Kellen, I wouldn't be here. I wonder if they use Google Translate for that. Or if they really do speak fluent German. All right, 250 LCQ coming up. Heavy hitters in this one a little bit. We got Thomas Wilcox, Brandon Nygren, Dominic Paolini, Lucas Schwerdner. Speaking of Germans. Man, this man right here led a lot of a main event earlier this year and is now in an LCQ. That always sucks to see for him. Jack Fowler. Always love the setups that Fowler has. I believe he was on... was he on Premium Motorsports there for a little bit? He's on the Rockstar Makita Suzuki team now, obviously, but the wheels, man, the wheels coming in hot. Oh boy, who's going to go through out of this one, though? I am nervous for everybody on this gate because it sucks to get a bad start in the LCQ, so anybody that comes out on top is going to be loving it. Here we go, 250 LCQ time. Heckman versus Rockefeller to the first corner. Rockefeller runs deep. Heckman squares off underneath, and Alex Heckman is going to pick up the whole shot. Rockefeller tries to tuck inside through the second corner, but it's going to be Heckman taking the whole shot in the early lead and making me so proud doing so as he leads him into the second corner. Wilcox moves into second place early on. Aaron Rockefeller is up in third place, and Robert Galloway jumping over top of him, trying to get into third, will do so down the next straightaway. Oh, a mistake has cost Alex Heckman the race lead, and Thomas Wilcox, kind of no surprise there. He was certain to be one of the guys that we would see make it through this LCQ. He is so fast on that number 22 Phil's Ski and Snowboard, backed by C4 Designs Honda. Heckman drops back to second place. Robert Galloway moves to third. And Aaron Rockefeller holds down the final transfer spot, but Dominic Paolini would love to slide through and make a pass happen as Rockefeller cases the triple in and goes over the bars. So Paolini goes to the final transfer spot. Moving up behind is the 47 of Brandon Nygren. He's going to quad over, triple to the inside, trying to get that final transfer spot, and he's got it. Nygren into fourth place. So Nygren now moves into the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Heckman getting passed by Robert Galloway. Privateer life here on the 336. Trying to triple into that rhythm section. Doesn't get it very clean though, but kind of just checks Alex Heckman through the rhythm section. Heckman jumping over top quads to the outside, gets through. Galloway slips back into third place. Nygren up here in fourth, but still has Paolini right behind him on that Boots House 221. Or is it a 227? Let's take a look. It's a 227, but the one is very skinny, so it looks like a 1. Thought he might be Jones 221 out here, but he's not. So Nygren's still holding on to that final transfer spot, but he's going to make a mistake in this rhythm section, and Paolini's going to close up. Heckman has shot back through on the inside of Robert Galloway. Paolini going for the triple into the corner on the outside, lands in the top blocks and goes down. Dominic Paolini hitting the deck, and that's going to allow Lucas Schwartner through into fifth spot. And other than that, everything else is pretty much sorted because the top 5 has separated. And yeah, Thomas Wilcox doesn't run 59, I believe, because he has earned national number 22. I don't believe he has earned a career number yet. Otherwise, I believe, yes, he would have selected 59, but he always ends up in these low, somewhere in the teens or the 20s. So 22 is a vacated number. No one has it. Might actually be the lowest available national number, aside from maybe 13, I guess. But yeah, Wilcox, national number 22. Otherwise, for sure, he'd run that 59 that he runs in real life. Robert Galloway, though, is kind of closing up on him a little bit here. These guys all trying to go double, quad, triple, but Wilcox just made a mistake and didn't get it. So battle for the lead is on. Robert Galloway has caught up to the 22 machine. Still got a couple more laps to go here. We'll see if this privateer on the 336 can get through into the race lead. Anybody watching at home right now, you're looking to pick up a privateer. Maybe get a little bit of TV time here tonight. This man's out here trying to win this LCQ. Finally gets that triple in clean. These two are just running nose to tail right now. Galloway a little short on the double out right there. Didn't quite get a good drive across the start straight, so he's lost a little bit of ground, but he's still just lurking back here in case something happens. We'll go back to third place and see Brandon Nygren has made his way around Alex Heckman. Heckman triple-double trying to make it back through, but there's your bubble man right here, Alex Heckman. And he's gotten rid of those quotations at the beginning of his name, so someone must have tipped him off there. Lucas Schwartner trying to close up from fifth will go on board with the German as Heckman shoots back through into third place around Nygren. Oh boy, this is closing up actually. Schwartner sensing an opportunity right there now behind a 47 machine of Brandon Nygren. We got 3 riders nose to tail, but only 2 of them can go to the main event. Oh, Heckman down! Alex Heckman hits the ground. After the whoop section, must have got it wrong and just could not corral it together before going down into the berm. Legs off crash, and now he's struggling to get through this rhythm section, losing a lot of time. Almost goes down again. And Schwartner now trying to get through into third place. These two do not need to pass each other, and they also have a pretty big gap established behind them, but Schwartner lands on Nygren and almost goes down. Wow, this is not what Schwartner needed. And Nygren couldn't get the Supercross triple after that either. These guys are making mistakes. This is not over just yet. White flag will wave for Robert Galloway, who has now made it around Wilcox. Wilcox cased the finish line jump. I wonder if, I think Wilcox, we just caught a glimpse, was off the track right there before the finish line jump. So if he made a little mistake in that last corner, went wide, that allows Robert Galloway through. Wilcox, then Nygren, and then Schwartner. But Heckman is trying to give it one last run into this whoop section that cost him a transfer spot a lap ago. Not electing to triple in right there. He's just going to go for the safe line. Double, triple, triple again, but deep on the triple, so he's going to lose a couple testicles in the process. Back across the start straight, and it's tightened up in this little battle here for now kind of second place as well, because Wilcox will slip back to it. But barring any mistakes out of these guys, they're all going to go through to the main event. Couple turns left, and Heckman looks like he's lost some ground. Schwartner and Nygren checking each other, and they land on top of each other. Robert Galloway takes the LCQ victory. It's J.R. Reyes trying to close up from behind. Lucas Schwartner cases the bejesus out of that jump, but somehow doesn't go down, and he will go through to the main event. That got real dicey in the end. I am not sure if Nygren was just trying to let the 311 of Schwartner go by, whether he was trying to help J.R. Reyes, what the heck was going on right there. Either way, none of them are going through. They are both going through, and the rest of the field behind them is not going through. Paolini down in the last corner with a couple other riders. Ryan Anderson. Oh, Ryan Swanson gets teed off the track by Aaron Rockefeller. Seth Harnischfeger, AJ Green, Brandon Larson, Tanner Thorsten, Brandon Wolf, Tyler Blowers, Benjamin Milj-Kovic did not finish this race. All right, Robert Galloway takes the LCQ victory. Good on him. And for those of you asking, yes, he is on a KTM dyno, and the reason we know that is because this is a default skin. So I don't have his skins that he would cover the KTM dyno with. He's probably not even riding a KTM model, but the dyno is just that. It's a dyno. It's different than the Honda, different than the Yamaha, different than the Husqvarna, all of the above. And a lot of people choose the 250 SXF from 2018 as their selected dyno in this game. And the top four stay the same out of this LCQ. Schwartner goes through in fourth. Ahead of him, Nygren, Wilcox, and Galloway. All right. Been a lot of fun so far, but we have more fun still ahead of us with the 450 LCQ coming to the gate. And we're going to see who can make it through the final four transfer spots to tonight's main event in the 450 class. So Lucas Schwartner will, in fact, be outside gate pick here in the main event coming up. All right. Yeah. Good to have people still hanging out in chat. Crushing it. The Jeff Alessi is here tonight, people. He enjoys watching some good racing just like you. Just because he was a bad dude and qualified for a bunch of main events doesn't mean that, you know, he's any different than all of us that like to watch some sim racing, right? But also good to have a lot of people. Endo's here. Endometriosis, what's up? Endo, how you doing, buddy? Got Carson Weeb. Jessica Sink is here. Nathan Graham. Chase Donovan Creative. Diet Dabs, the man himself, hanging out. Jonas Comfort. Also here. Saru, just hanging out. Ugh. We're all here to watch who's going to make it through out of this 450 LCQ. No Leclerc. Boy, oh boy, Leclerc was so close. I do have you, Pedro Bittencourt Barboza. I have you very well indeed. Misael Gaiman's here. 5 YPS is yo. Everybody's hanging out. We're having a good time. Over 360 of you fine people tuned into the live broadcast. So great to have you guys and the support you bring every single week. Make this a lively event for us to call, commentate, bring you guys all the action on the evening. I speak for a lot of streamers, but myself included when I say it's very much appreciated when the chat is involved, having a good time, talking about the racing, talking about other stuff. All right, going to the line on the 450 LCQ, Bob Joe, Rogan McIntosh, Robert Wilson, Casey Ohlert, Chase Donovan, Tanner Rogers, Chase Blakely, Ethan Parks, Enzo Butigny, Trent Adams, Caden Speck, Austin Bear, Zoa Cross, Dakota French, Austin Eklund, Tyron Tomich, Caleb Hall, Dominic Saulnier, and that's it, 21 guys. What up, Midnight Monkey? Calls me a cool guy. I wish I was cool. I'm kind of a nerd. I'm like one of those guys that walks around the pits at a Supercross, and I'm sure like all the teams are like, look at that nerd. Just in here trying to talk about Supercross racing, covering the race for Racer X, but God, he's such a dork. I wish I was cool though. Oh, I'm ready for East Coast, dude. East Coast is toast. OG Brandon says that was a big fluke. Don't count on that happening again. All right. Brandon Holmes going to win the 450 heat race next week. Stamped. All right. Who's going to get that all-important hole shot? We're going to see if it comes from the inside or perhaps Ethan Parks is just outside the box. It's been a huge spot for many people tonight. 450 last chance qualifier time. Oh, bumping and banging into the first corner. A lot of guys going down. And Robert Wilson's going to survive the barrage from the inside to grab the hole shot, or Willie. Caden Speck was trying to get there, but it's going to be Robert Wilson coming through with the hole shot. Hopping through the whoops a little bit with the 241 of Austin Eklund settling in behind him. And teammate Chase Blakely moving into third place. So the BPC Cowies 1-3 right now. They're trying to get them both into the main event. Down the inside, the 41 of Caden Speck and a double single across the start straight. Almost get into Chase Blakely. Woo! Blakely gonna go up the inside and try to tee up Caden Speck, but backs out of the challenge. Enzo Butigny moving up into the fifth spot right there. Oh, and a mistake. Speck slides out. Butigny cannot double before the Supercross triple. The 54 of, is that Rockefeller? No, excuse me, the 33 of Caleb Hall sneaks up the inside. Butigny gets into the side of one of the Adept Creative Co. Yamahas. That's Speck on the 41. Speck tries to fight back up the inside. Woo, there's some serious bar banging going on right there. I don't know how these guys have stayed on two wheels through it all, but up front, Robert Wilson leads to complete lap number 1. Austin Eklund there in second place, Blakely in third, and Caleb Hall rounds out the final transfer spot, but it's still close. Everybody's pretty tight-knit here after one lap in the books. We have not seen much separation as Butigny there on the 185. Impact, that's a Honda. Trying to stay close, but he's going to mess up this rhythm section. Oh, Caden Speck, great job getting hard on the brakes. Who just absolutely got sent over here? Caleb Hall down the A1 tunnel, went right through the Steve Mathis Memorial nets, and they did not stop him at all, so he has gone deep into the tunnel down there. And let's reset things. Wilson, Eklund, Blakely, and now Butigny into the final transfer spot. Boy, oh boy, kicking off a little bit here. So Butigny now into fourth, but Caden Speck is right there. Jack Haley, he's in this LCQ, but he goes down. Oh no! The 2019 champion with a legs off, tripling in right there. And boy, he just lost a lot of positions. That's going to be a big road ahead of him to get through. Back to our race leader, though. Robert Wilson looking solid through the whoops. Blakely now through into second place. So the BPC teammates running first and second. BPC stands for Blakely Powder Coating, based out of, I believe that is Northern Oregon or perhaps Southern Washington. No, they're somewhere up there around there. So looking to get something powder coated. You can check out the BPC guys as Blakely OJ's onto the start, and I talked about this earlier. Instant legs off crash. He's going to try to remount still in third and will just do so. Big enough gap to do it. And Bob Joe now coming through with Dylan Copeland hot on his heels. And so Copeland trying to close up into this final transfer spot. Tomic, Caleb Hall, they're all right there looking to pounce. Bob Joe, everybody's favorite, holds down the final transfer spot though. Can the number 91 machine, the Jack Daniels Racing Honda, hold it on? Wilson, Eklund, Blakely, and then Bob Joe, your front four laps into this one. Joe doubles in, checks up for the whoops. Good drive for Copeland down the inside. Uh-oh, Blakely picking himself up after the whoops, going to drop to fourth. Over top, Copeland going to shoot through into that final transfer spot. Blakely trying to jump through, and underneath of him goes Tyron Tomic. Oh, Blakely, the heartbreak. Just a small tip over, got off rhythm and could not get a flow going through it in time. And Tomic jumps from underneath of him and takes Blakely down. So Bob Joe to third, Copeland now into fourth, and Tomic from behind trying to close up in fifth spot. So Blakely, looks like Blakely, is he done? He might have disconnected. Can't say I blame him. He was in a great spot right there, and things went awry in a hurry. Oh, Copeland over the berm and down out of fourth. So Tomic, rider out of Australia on the CV, that's Connect Visual Suzuki, up into the final transfer spot. Trying to run down Bob Joe. Bob Joe through the front door and down. Tomic, he's going through the front door. He's down as well. What is happening? Caleb Hall goes to third. Can Bob Joe remount in fourth? Yes, he does, but he might lose it. Copeland over top. Bob Joe trying to quad in. Oh, my goodness. All right, so Copeland into the final transfer spot now. Bob Joe side by side with Rogan McIntosh, with Tyron Tomic closing in behind. And Copeland into the fourth and final transfer spot. He's off the track, though, up the inside. Cross jump galore out of the 60. McIntosh goes through. Oh, this fight for the final transfer spot is insane. Who is going to get it, though? White flag will be waving this time by. It's McIntosh right now, tripling in from behind. That's the 42 of Tyron Tomic. Not quite close enough just yet. So when does Copeland try to make a pass? A little long over the finish line goes McIntosh. Here we go into the whoops. Who's got a great drive? Oh boy, it's the 42 of Tomic down the inside, and they get together and they take each other out. Oh my gosh, that's going to give McIntosh a huge gap to work with. It's Bob Joe now moving into fifth, but he's going over the bars and down. Ohlert is the only man that stands a chance to get around McIntosh. Everything else is sorted. Robert Wilson, a flawless LCQ to take the win in the 450 last chance qualifier. Eklund ends up second. Hall will get third, barring a late crash. And McIntosh is in the final transfer spot with a one turn left to go, and he goes down. Are you kidding me? All he had to do was double that rhythm section, and he triples it and goes down. Casey Ohlert, Merry freaking Christmas. He's going to the main event with a fourth place finish in the LCQ. What just happened? Ridiculous. Well, Tomic ends up in fifth in this one. Bob Joe will get sixth, seventh for Chase Donovan, eighth Ethan Parks, ninth for Dylan Copeland. Saulnier will end up in 11th behind, Copeland was 10th, excuse me. Bear, Tharp, Speck, Adams, Blakely, Cross, Boutigny, Haley, French, Rogers. Oh, some big names not going through out of this one. Cuts are in and confirmed. Ohlert goes through with Hall, Eklund, and Wilson. Oh, my goodness. Hey, can we get an F in the chat for Rogan McIntosh, dude? My man folded up faster than an Apple MacBook. Ridic. What are we doing, Rogan? Come on, 2 turns. Oh, you had it. Oh, looks like he's all right, though. He's in decent spirits. Backflipping the triple. It's ridiculous. Oh, man. I love it, though. Hey, this is why we race. This is the kind of stuff we love seeing. And the Fs in chat rain down. Let's still give him a little bit of love. We'll show him some screen time. Hey, how about Robert Wilson winning this thing, though? Looked awesome doing it. Kate Matherly's unfollowing Rogan on Instagram because of that. Ugh. You can't boof that hard, man. You just can't. It's unforgivable, dude. Got to give that man some waffle fries for free. Chase Donovan drops in, says this is the best track so far, even if he didn't make the main. So there you go. People are stoked. Hey, I thought the track was awesome this week so far. I have not played it too much. Did about 7 laps on it, probably to get a lap earlier. But yeah, fun track. We'll see how it races tonight, though. It's raced pretty good so far. Doug Bauer, he needs some milk. All right. This is why you're all here, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 250 main event here at Anaheim 3, the last of the 250 West main events for some time. The next time these guys will be racing will be Seattle at the end of March. So they have almost 2 months off after this. Well, of course, a lot of these guys will be going to the 450 class to race on the East Coast when we jump over there next week for Minneapolis. But we'll also see the 250 East class kicking off next week. There'll be a lot of fun storylines to follow with that. But of course, for any of these guys still chasing Casey Cochran in this championship, this is your last opportunity right here to swing the tides a little bit, get a little bit of momentum on your side. Cochran's been so good at limiting damage coming through the field after a bad start, staying up front after a good start, and so far so good. A win last week in Glendale, his first of the season. 15-point lead. But Rasmus Balzer won his heat race. Seth Surley won his heat race. That is second and third in the championship, respectively. 15 and 16 points down as well, respectively. And they are trying to pick up their first wins of 2022 right here, right now, live on Start Your Systems. Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. It's the final of the first 6 rounds of this 250 West Championship. Coming to you live here on Start Your Systems from Anaheim 3. Who's going to get that all-important hole shot? Who is going to win the main event here tonight at round 6? 30 card goes sideways. Off the track he goes. The revs are up, and the gate is coming down in Anaheim. Bumping and banging into the first corner, and wouldn't you know it, Ryan Pinkerton through the first couple of corners trying to get the hole shot, but his teammate Luke Magnetti slides through to pick up the RaceFactorGaming.com hole shot award. It's Magnetti, it's Balzer, it's Pinkerton, all out front with Johan Bordeaux sliding out in 4th place. Magnetti misses the rhythm, and Balzer goes to the lead. Boy, this will be huge for Rasmus Balzer if he can get out front and establish a gap. He's had a rough go of it trying to win one of these main events so far in 2022, but this is exactly where he wants to be in the early runnings of this. He's got Ryan Pinkerton right behind him. Magnetti still remounts in 3rd place. Then we got Trevor Spencer, Alec Horn. Oh, a mistake. Balls are off the track, and Pinkerton goes to the race lead. Ryan Pinkerton almost picked up that RaceFactorGaming.com hole shot award, but I'm sure he'll take the race lead instead at the end of lap 1 if he can hold on here at the end of this straightaway. He's going to double, quad, triple through this rhythm lane before the finish line jump, and he will indeed lead us down. Green flag is waving. We're racing in Anaheim. Pinkerton, Balzer, Magnetti, Spencer, Bordeaux, Alec Horn, Cochran, Irvine, Coate, Shirley, the top 10. And this is not the start Seth Shirley was hoping for. He's going to jump off the track through the first corner as well. Can he rejoin and get through the whoops cleanly? His teammate up the inside is going to back out of the challenge. That's Brandon Nygren on the 47. Couple guys checking each other through this rhythm section. Cochran has a bit of a gap working ahead of these guys now. And it's tight. Close-knit group here at the front. All chasing Balzer with Cochran at the caboose. Oh, Balzer mistake! That's Magnetti's opportunity to shoot through to the lead. Balzer is not going to get the Supercross triple either. He's going to go all the way back to 5th. One mistake, 4 positions. Trying to get back down the inside of Bordeaux. Nearly stands up the Frenchman in the corner. Trevor Spencer on the 57. Finds himself in the mix as Bordeaux to the outside goes down. He pirouettes and stays, fortunately, completely off the ground, but allows Cochran through inside of the top 5. Luke Magnetti leads, and he's got a bit of a gap working. 2.5 minutes down. There is a lot of racing left to go in this 250 class, and I forgot to put the timer up. I apologize. But I'll try to keep you updated on the time as it clicks down. We'll get the 450 timer up for the 450 main, of course, as Balzer shoots through on Pinkerton. Look at this 4-rider train for second place. Balzer, Pinkerton, Trevor Spencer, and Casey Cochran, your championship leader at the tail end of it. Practically nose to tail. This is a terrific battle early on. Oh, contact with Pinkerton and Balzer for second. And Pinkerton off the side of the track has to really lug that double to get back on ahead of Bordeaux. So Cochran shoots up to 4th. Spencer goes to 3rd. They're all still chasing Luke Magnetti, your winner at Oakland, round 2. But it's been a while since he's even landed on the podium. Uh-oh, off the side of the track. In and out of the tough blocks. Very close. Looks like Cochran just shot up to 3rd, actually. So your championship leader now around Pinkerton, got around Trevor Spencer as well. And putting himself in a great spot early on as well, trying to win back-to-back weeks after finally getting that win stamped off, his second career Supercross victory last week at Glendale. Battle for the lead is on, though. Magnetti versus Balzer. Oh, Balzer jumping into those tough blocks again. That's the second time he's done that early in the race here. Might be time to think about cutting down early just to make sure you don't do it. I know it means you might case the triple in, but got to try to stay on the track and not get caught out by the tough blocks. Those things can easily grab you and pull you to the ground if you're not too careful. Up and over that finish line jump, it's still Magnetti from Balzer. Cochran with Pinkerton and Bordeaux with Spencer just behind them. Close little battle here for 3rd place. Got a rider sitting on the track in the next rhythm lane. Hopefully this doesn't cause havoc for our race leaders coming through. It doesn't look like it will, as everybody's able to get kind of the main lines through there. Not sure what is going on that we got a rider sitting over there. All right, what battle to watch? It looks like maybe this one for 3rd is our best one, as Bordeaux got around Pinkerton. Pinkerton went off the track mid-rhythm, but Bordeaux trying to close up on the 20 of Cochran. Oh, but he cases that triple, nose picks the landing. Gonna lose a spot to Trevor Spencer, might lose a spot to Alec Horn. Not quite just yet, though. And his front group is staying so tightly knit, as Magnetti is going to lead us down to complete lap number 5. So 10 minutes, a little less than that, actually 9.5 minutes now, plus a lap in this main event to go. Magnetti continues to lead. Rasmus Balzer sits 2nd. Cochran 3rd. Pinkerton 4th. Trevor Spencer and Johan Bordeaux 5th and 6th. Alec Horn running in 7th. Thomas Wilcox is 8th. Vanderbeek 9th. And Irvine rounds out the top 10. Nygren 11th. Coate 12th. Swerdner 13th. And 14th right here is Seth Shirley, the man entering this entering tonight, I should say, 3rd in the championship, not having a good race so far. But he has still got a lot of time left to try to make amends on that. Tripling into the rhythm, trying to split the gap here between Holden, Coate, and Schwartner. Gets it done nicely to get up into 12th spot. Now behind teammate Brandon Nygren. Oh, Magnetti, a mistake out front, but he'd opened up a bit of a gap on Balzer. I think these guys are starting to struggle a little bit with these ruts in the corners. We'll go on board with Johan Bordeaux behind Trevor Spencer to kind of get a key indication where everything is at. So these guys double, quad, triple into this corner. You can see how good this rut outside right here is getting. Everybody lays into that one pretty nicely. Up and over this finish line jump. Bordeaux just flitting with the edge of the racetrack right there. And then we got a little rut cutting out of the corner right there. Bordeaux trying to get a drive perhaps to the outside in the whoops. Not quite just yet. Got that rut exiting the corner so these guys can triple in, but it's tough still. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a better drive to triple in out of the corners. And then as we come down to the end of the stadium here, you can see the sand. Look at the hole these guys are dealing with trying to triple into that sand section right there. Oh, rider down. That's Pinkerton. That's Ryan Pinkerton. I was going to try to show you guys that hole in the sand section. Look at that thing. I just want to go look at it because it's already massive. I know we're going to miss a little bit of the racing. Look at this thing. It's giant. All right, back to our racing action. Magnetti checking in at the halfway point. Halfway cross flags are out. Magnetti leads by about 2.5 seconds now. It looks like it's stabilized right there. Back to Balzer, but Magnetti just cased and went down. Balzer's going to go to the lead. Cochran's going to shoot in a second. So first and second in the championship are now second and first on the racetrack respectively. Can Cochran run down Balzer? But oh my gosh, these guys are really struggling with that entry to the sand section. Go on board here with Cochran and see what he's looking at. 103.3 last time by. And again, Cochran's strength that we've talked about so many times this season, consistency. He can just run very repetitive laps and doesn't often hit the ground. He's really smart about picking and choosing his lines and knowing when he can triple in or only select a double something or not go for a big quad or what have you. Keeping that gap right at 3.1. What does he put down this time? 104.8. So extends out a little bit there. 103.4 for Balzer. He's lost a little bit of ground these last couple laps, it looks like. Looks like Balzer's got a little bit of gap established here. And got through lap traffic, but Cochran got that section very well. So look at Cochran electing to cut down and double now. Gonna jump over some lap traffic over the start straight. 2.8 seconds is the gap now. Give you a real good indication how the track's looking though. 22 guys on the track, all pushing the pace and certainly affecting it, I would say. And Balzer's trying to pick up his first, I believe this would be his first career Race Factory Gaming MotoOption Supercross victory if he could do it. Someone might dig into the annals of history and let me know if I'm wrong in the next 6 minutes. But we're down to 5 minutes and 10 seconds plus a lap left in this race. And Cochran, he's inching up on him just slowly but surely down to 2.3 seconds. They've gapped Magnetti from behind. And it really is going to boil down to whether or not Balzer has a mistake, I think. Lap traffic. Got to be careful with the lappers mixed in here like that. Not sure what that lapper's doing there, and it might have just cost Balzer the race lead. It does. So Cochran shoots to the front, and you got Matt Cromie on the 503 mixed between these guys. He's got to get out of the way. 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 Awful job here by Cromie not getting out of the way. Balzer just trying to get through. Cromie still going for the main lines. Terrible, terrible job by Cromie. And finally pulls up to the inside. And still in the way. So we saw that lap rider affect it leading into where Balzer had to avoid a lap rider cutting across the inside, and that Matt Cromie just refusing to get out of the way for half a lap right there. That allows Casey Cochran a little bit of an advantage, and Balzer has to go back to the drawing board here. 2 seconds is the gap. We know Balzer can run a blistering pace. Still tripling in right here and getting it. Cochran is not anymore, I don't think. He's going 2.21. We're about to hit some more lap traffic, and we'll see how they fare with dealing with Casey Cochran catching from behind. Balzer almost went down. Not going to get the Supercross triple that time through. Rear end kicked out. Wow, riders down everywhere. It's a minefield out here as Balzer jumps in between the two Danny Pedrosa 26 Racing KTM teammates. Gonna slip through the gap though and make it happen. So there we go. Up and over the finish line jump now down to 3 minutes plus a lap. 3 seconds is the gap. Oh, Balzer hopping. But that's what you got to do, man. He's pushing the pace. He is trying whatever it takes to try to close this gap up on Casey Cochran. I think he's still squaring off this corner and tripling in. And he is. Cochran is still not doing that, but I can't blame him. That corner is messed up. Looks like they're going to maybe, oh, Balzer front end tucking down. That's going to allow Magnetti through into second place. And barring a late race disaster from Casey Cochran, probably will give him the race victory. But you know what? He must have went down or something because Magnetti's pretty close. Triple single through this rhythm section for Magnetti, and he is smelling some blood in the water here. Can the 19 Adept Creative Co. machine close up onto his teammate? And we'll have a battle royale to the flag. 2 minutes and a lap left to go. Well, it's getting nervous time for Cochran. He has not won a regular main event yet this year, and he makes a mistake out of the corner. Here comes Magnetti tripling in, and he's going to almost go down again in the same spot that he lost the lead earlier. It kind of evens out in the end. Gap stays pretty much the same. It's Bordeaux now up into third place still behind these guys. Alec Horn with an outside shot at a win here if things get real dicey out front in the closing stages of this one. It is not over until that checkered flag waves. And Casey Cochran, like we said, it's getting nervous time. He has not won a race yet this year. He has won an overall, but he didn't win one of the races in the Triple Crown. So, has yet to see the checkered flag wave in a points-paying race position at the front of the field, and he's trying to hold off his hard-charging teammate here at the end. 2 laps to go this time through, 14:11 on the clock, so they will not go another lap and then hit the flag again. They will have time expire this time by. And the battle for the race victory in Anaheim is on. Cochran electing not to triple in. Magnetti's still big dogging it, and he got it. But I think Cochran got the alternate line very well. He did. I don't know, though. Magnetti seemed to close up a lot right there. Ooh, I like that line. He kind of low-lined into the sand as well. Cochran about to hit some lap traffic. They move right out of the way. Great job right there. That is how you move if you're lap traffic. But then there's tons of riders down. Magnetti has to avoid some chaos. Whoa, man, almost into the back there of Cochran. I think that might have been Lucas Shortner on the Galaxy 311. Underflipping on the triple. Oh, my goodness, Magnetti almost lands on him. This is all kicking off right here. Oh, Cochran sliding into the corner. Magnetti's closed that gap back down again. 1.4 seconds as the white flag is about to wave. Who is going to win? 1 to go in Anaheim, and it is on. Can you imagine? They get together. Cochran down. Cochran down after the finish. Magnetti through into the race lead. Will Cochran get it up in second? No. Balzer down. Bordeaux through into second place. What a finish that we're having here. Cochran absolutely throwing that one away. So Magnetti's just got to survive this last lap. I don't see a couple lap traffic in front of him here. Battle for second is still on. Matt Cromie, or excuse me, that's Chris Post on the 96. Right in the thick of it. Bordeaux looks like he is good to go. Magnetti's just got to get through a couple more corners and not blow this one. Smartly doubling in there. Double, triple, double. Easy line. Let's see if he goes for the quad even. No. Oh, he does. Woo! I thought he was going to short it. How about it? Second time this year, Luke Magnetti wins in Anaheim. It will be Bordeaux coming across in second. And Cochran rounds out the box. Oh, he's going to kick himself. Still hasn't won a race this year. Unbelievable. But he actually will extend his championship lead, if you can imagine that, as Vanderbeek gets a 4th in this one. Balzer comes through to get 5th. Alec Horn versus Seth Shirley, last turn. Oh, Shirley, and Horn is short of the line. Trevor Spencer will get 7th. Holden Cote will get 8th. Oh, poor Alec Horn. Oh my gosh, he was battling for 6th. He's going to end up in 10th by 16 hundredths of a second. Jeez, this race was ridiculous. Nygren 12th. Wilcox will be the last guy on the lead lap in 13th, and we're going to wait for cuts here to see what shifts, because I feel like there's going to be at least a couple things. What just happened in this race? All right, Magnetti confirmed as our winner. And wow, nothing actually did change. So behind them, Greer 14th, Post 15th, Cromie 16th, Galloway, Schwartner, Harris, Manias, Gomez, Crotty was your running order in this one. And as mentioned, Cochran does extend his championship lead. He'll get an extra 2 points over Balzer, out to 19 points going into the break. Seth Shirley will lose 5 points in the end of this one to Cochran. So go from 16 back to 21 back. And Cochran almost looking at a full race distance lead with just 3 rounds left to go in this championship, and a huge break to sit on that momentum. But Magnetti, the big winner tonight, cracked his teammate. Otherwise, Cochran would have a massive championship lead heading into this break. And Magnetti goes home your winner here tonight in Anaheim. Boy, are we having fun yet, people? That was crazy. I still can't believe that we've had 2 races in a row now with the counting back to the LCQ, that someone blows it on the last lap. And yeah, Cochran has no race victories. He won the Glendale Supercross without winning a single one of the Triple Crown main events. Another main event slips through his grasps here in Anaheim, and I don't even know what to say. He's going to Tim Ferry his way to this championship, folks. Just looking solid as a rock out there, but can't quite win one of these things. It's crazy. All right. Now it's time for the big dogs, and you thought the 250 class or the 250 championship was nuts. Well, the 450 championship is even crazier. A third of the way through this season, just about, and 5 points separate our top 3 in the championship. Leclerc by 2 points over Braden Carter, 5 points over Colby Eaglin, but arguably, Eaglin has been the man to beat lately. He has won the last 2 rounds on the trot, if you go back to Anaheim 2 and Glendale, and he has been very solid of late, and kind of putting the pressure on Carter and Leclerc to perform and show up here. So much so that Leclerc in his heat race almost didn't make it through to the main event. Just barely by the skin of his teeth makes it through in 9th, and kind of some luck to get there. Braden Carter, not the best heat race, ends up 3rd in that one, so he'll have a decent gate pick. But then you look at Eaglin's heat race, not the best either, ends up 8th in his heat race. So he'll probably end up lined up somewhere to the outside or maybe far inside with Leclerc. Going to be shaking down a lot of different storylines heading into this first corner to see who actually makes it through with the whole shot. And we're all going to bring you guys the action right here live here on Start Your Systems. 20 minutes plus a single lap for round 6 of MotoOption Supercross for our final stop in Angel Stadium for 2022. Well, Johnson qualified fastest, of course. Carter discode. I'm going to make sure he gets back in. Johnson, your fastest qualifier by a full second, but did not have the best heat race either. Caleb Hall, Tyler Lang, Trevor Burns, Daniel Mills, Robert Wilson, Austin Eklund, Casey Ohlert, Brandon Holmes. He was a heat race winner earlier tonight. Frank Jackson, Luke Sullivan jumping up to the 450 class this week. Seth Garrett, Colby Eaglin, your winner of the last 2 rounds. Devin Davis, he's made it through. Your 2014 champion, Byron Downan's in the house tonight. Nick Tomasunas, everybody's favorite from MXLocker.com. He's here. Jeremy Smith, 2013 national champion in the 250 class is here. Nick Sellen, your other heat race winner. So a couple rare heat race victories tonight out of Brandon Holmes and Nick Sellen. Matthias Janis, Braden Castellaneta, and your points leader, the man himself out of Picardy, France, Alexis Leclerc on his Panini Motorsports Yamaha, backed by Safe Moon. Going to the line for round 6 of MotoOption Supercross here in Anaheim. Let's get ready to drop the gate for our final race in California. Oh boy, my Amazon thingy literally thought I was saying its name when I said Alexis Leclerc. What else is new? Oh boy, I'm going to take a look at Eaglin on the start here. He's way outside with Leclerc, and I want to keep an eye on them and Carter to see where they come out. Here we go, the final stop inside of Angel Stadium for 2022. It's the 450 main for Anaheim 3. Well, Leclerc gets the jump. Can he control into the first corner? Carter runs it deep. They're side by side as Eaglin runs a little bit wide. Carter and Leclerc through the first corner together. Jeremy Smith tries to get in there. He's trying to come through into second place. Carter, RaceFactorGaming.com whole start award, but Leclerc goes to the lead. Oh, here's what we wanted to see. Leclerc out front. Carter in second place. Eaglin, where is he in the early runnings? We're going to have to see where he shakes down. But your championship rivals running first and second early on with Jeremy Smith right there in third place. Oh man, it is on like Donkey Kong. Who is going to win tonight's main event in Anaheim? Between these two, I have no idea. It could be anybody's race, or maybe someone else will come through. Early runnings, Payson Johnson down in 16th spot, not where he wants to be after qualifying fastest earlier in today. I'm trying to look back. Wow, I think Eaglin's buried as well. Double quad triple. This is eerily similar to what we saw at Anaheim 1, where Leclerc led early. Carter just kind of marked him. Didn't really seem like he was too keen on trying to close up and make a pass for the lead. He just settled in behind Leclerc and tried to set an early pace. Waited for mistakes out of Leclerc, then pounced on some opportunities. And this looks a lot like what we're seeing out of these two out front again. Triple. Both try to quad over. A little bit cleaner there for Carter this time. And then, of course, they're both going to triple the sand if they can. But not quite working just yet there for either rider. In and out of these two bull berms, and they have already started to open up that gap on third place. I believe Jeremy Smith is still back there. So maybe Carter, I wonder if he tries to go for the lead a little bit earlier. If you remember, a week ago in Glendale, Leclerc down the inside in the first main event lit up Carter for the lead, and we're pretty sure it's an intentional takeout. Not sure why, but it's not often Leclerc blows to the inside and takes someone out. He's usually pretty good these days about knowing where his lag bubble will go. So it seemed pretty intentional to me. I wonder if Carter has still got that in the back of his mind, wants to repay the favor. Either way, this is our championship battle right now. 2 points between these guys. I just don't want to look anywhere else. These guys are just matching each other's pace. Carter trying to go over the table, but Leclerc checked up, so Carter almost went over the bars, actually. Tripling in, then double. Let's see if he gets a drive across the start straight to the outside. Not quite. He's going to square it off here. I think he's biding his time here. I don't think he wants to try to make that pass just yet. I think he's waiting out Leclerc a little bit, maybe waiting to see if the Frenchman has a mistake in him. Starting to realize he has the speed to just kind of catch him at will. Although Leclerc opening up a bit of a gap, and Carter trying to close it back down again here. Both of them electing to go 2-4-3 through this rhythm section. Trying to keep an eye on where Colby Eaglin has gotten to. Up and over the finish line, jump onto lap 4. Lap time check early on. Carter, 102.6, 102.1 his best. Leclerc lowers it to a 101.8 that time by. Remember, they were one flat range for their qualifying. A 58.9 was the fastest qualifier out of Payson Johnson, though. So it's still Smith, T-Lang 4th, Eaglin up to 5th, only 7 seconds back. So this could get spicy if these two get together. Leclerc gets the triple onto the start straight. That's huge. Let's go on board here with Carter and take a look. See where he's gaining, where he's losing perhaps. Hovering right around that 1 second mark. Eaglin kind of all by himself right now in 5th place. We got a battle kind of brewing already for 3rd, but the battle out front is hot and heavy. 7/10 in it. I think Carter just realizes his position here. He knows he has the pace to run Leclerc down. And it's not often that you see this in MX Simulator. It seems like more often than not, these guys want to get into the lead. They don't want to deal with trying to make a late pass or maybe them going down and costing them a shot at winning the race. They just want to get in the lead and try to get away as fast as possible. With the speed that these guys can do nowadays, consistently, not a lot of crashes, it's becoming more common to see this type of racecraft as Carter shorts the triple mid-rhythm. That's going to cost him some time. Let's go back to this battle for third because it is on. T-Lang, best run we've seen out of the 5 all year, has caught the 4 of Jeremy Smith. Smith going for the 2-3 option, a little bit faster than that 3-2 onto the start straight. Just sitting back there. And then Colby Eaglin comes through in 5th place. So this is where our battles are right now. Laying up the inside. Over the Supercross triple into 3rd place goes the number 5. Oh, but he almost went through the front door. Smith trying to fight back. Bar to bar through this section. Can Lang get to the inside at the end of this straightaway? Triple down the inside. Smith will have to concede here, and he does. Nice move. T-Lang into 3rd place. Now the question is, does Lang have the pace to run these guys down ahead of him? So we saw Carter lose a little bit of ground to Leclerc, but seems like he just kind of settled back to where he was after that mistake and has been perfectly comfortable running kind of just a little bit faster than Leclerc to get back to him, though neither one of them gets that double triple onto the start straight. Let's see if Lang is closing up actually. Yeah, double. Look, these guys are actually getting it right now. 102.2 versus a 102.6 and a 102 flat last time by. 101.8 out of Eagland. Hello. Our most recent winner is knocking on the door of opportunity back here. Gosh, we're only 6 minutes in. I feel like so much of this race has already gone by. But we still have 14 minutes left, and I apologize. I forgot to set the timer again. I think it's about time I hire a producer to come in here and run all this so I can actually call the race and not miss these common mistakes. But yeah, time update. We're 6.5 minutes in, so 13.5 minutes plus a lap to go. Oh, Leclerc mistake. Lap traffic. Carter triples in. They're checking each other through the rhythm section. Carter to the lead. Leclerc's going to quad to the outside and try to get it back. And he will do so. I think Carter was willing to let that happen. It doesn't seem to me like he's trying to force the issue at all. He's letting this race come to him. Well, back and forth we go here for the lead. 7 minutes down. Still so much racing left to go. And I'll tell you what, man. Colby Eaglin's waiting for these guys to get together so he can pounce. As is Tyler Lang. Lang back there in 3rd. Jeremy Smith is slipping back to Colby Eaglin's clutches. I think Johnson's up to 6th as well. I'll have to take a look, but I feel like I see that Panini Motorsports ride closing up on his teammate Eagland. Battle for the lead is on. Whew. Up and over that finish line jump. Indeed, it is Johnson in 6th. 10 seconds off the race lead, and we know how fast he can go. Into the whoops, Carter just following Leclerc in. Talking to Carter the last couple weeks, he is kind of hinted at not wanting to make those similar mistakes that he's been making, not letting a small bobble kind of ruin the race for him. So it seems like this is kind of a more mature approach for him. He's not trying to force the issue on Leclerc when it's not needed this early in the race. He's just going to let the race slowly come to him. Leclerc has opened up a small gap. Here's Lang. Eaglin now around Smith. Oh, Lang down. T-Lang out of 3rd place. Eaglin's going to shoot through into 3rd now. Smith up to 4th, and Johnson right there in 5th, but he just slid it out. Johnson, what? 59.8 in the race? What even is this? What is he doing? I can't imagine what he's doing differently. I don't know. We'll get back to him in a minute because the race out front is still close, and I don't want to miss something happening between our two title rivals. Uh-oh. Little short on the triple in for Carter. Yeah, he's good, though. Interesting to see the quad over versus double, or the quad over double versus the, step on off single through that section. All right, 9 minutes in. Now it's getting to that point where I think Carter's going to consider making a move if the opportunity presents itself. He can't wait forever. 101.2 versus a 1 flat .2 last time by. So what is Carter putting down right now? This seems pretty good. tripling into that corner. 101.1, 101.3. They're literally marking each other every single lap. And Eagland, Smith, Lang, Johnson back here. Kind of opening up a little bit. Hey, how about Robert Wilson? LCQ win to a comfortable 7th right now ahead of Devin Davis. Missing all the good battles going on here, but I just cannot turn my eyes away from this lead battle. Something is going to happen, and I don't want to miss it. All right, 2.1 seconds. Carter electing to go outside before the Supercross triple here. Interesting. Opening up a little bit. Kind of short on the triple. Claire kind of opening it up here. Carter's got to figure something out. That's not figuring it out at all. That is awful. That is a lot of time lost right there. Shoot, that was over 2 seconds of time. 103.6 versus a 1 flat 0.1. Alexis Leclerc has found 5th gear. But we got some problems in the form of lap traffic coming in front of him. Is he still tripling? Yes, he is. Wow, got it clean. How about freaking Leclerc, man? This dude's nuts. All right, Eagland, 101.7, a 101.5 Lang, 1 flat 0.5 Johnson. But these guys are all just too far back now. They're just not really in a position to strike, I feel. Doolies over the Supercross triple in a battle for 4th. Johnson trying to catch up to T-Lang. Jeremy Smith is still just waiting behind these guys. Solid race, but these guys are clearly just going a little bit faster. Johnson inside on Lang, perhaps? Thought about it. I don't know how the heck he got that bike stopped on the inside right there. Oh, Johnson front end tuck. Down he goes. All right, Leclerc, little mistake right there, but out to 3.7. It's going to go down to 3.2. 101.1 versus a 101.9. Leclerc slide out. Leclerc slide out before this section, and he's down. Oh, he picked it back up and laid it over on the takeoff. Oh, my goodness. He led this entire race to this point. And now Carter is going to have to deal with the pressure of leading this thing with no pressure behind him, which sounds easier than you think. Lap traffic down. What the heck just happened? I wish we could go back real quick and take a look at a replay of that, because I think Leclerc just picked it up and slid out up the face and then hit his head on the ground and had a legs off crash. Weird. Weird crash. All right. Regrouping himself now. Carter down after the whoops and getting up behind Leclerc. Okay, here we go. Now it's kicking off. Lap traffic going to come into play. Leclerc now in the lead. Carter back to 2nd. Eagland in 3rd. Literally 1, 2, 3 in the championship. 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack. And pretty close together. It is on. All right, Leclerc not able to triple double right there. That'll cost him a little bit of time. Oh, all right, strap in, folks. This is going to get interesting. And you still got Johnson back there. 4 seconds separate our top 3 right now. Carter's trying to work through some lap traffic, as is Eagland. At the 87 of Byron Downen, letting his teammate through on that Phil Ski and Snowboard Honda. Next up, I think, is Caleb Hall on the Underground RC Suzuki. Yeah, nicely done. The 33 moving away on the inside right there, letting Carter go by. And, Lang is up into 3rd place now. So we lost Colby Eagland. He has gone backwards. What is happening? All right, 6 minutes and 2 laps to go. Or a lap to go, excuse me. Carter trying to establish a pace that will allow him to get back up to Leclerc, 110.6. Got a 101.4, of course. But that crash last time by for Carter is what cost him. I think Carter can run him down. I think he can. If you will it to happen, it might happen. 2.5 seconds is the gap, though. He's got to make that time up. Just comes down to corner speed, which that is not going to help right there. Lays it down in the corner, so T-Lane going to close up a little bit more. It's all mistake city with these guys. It just is who makes the least amount of mistakes, really. The racing hasn't really been there tonight. It's just been so close, and then little minute mistakes. Eaglin's lost a lot of ground to these guys, and then Johnson back here. Hey, how about Matthias Janis? He's snuck into the picture. He's right behind Jeremy Smith now. Doolies over the finish line jump. These guys 25 off the lead, though. They were a lot closer at one point. Carter's trying to do that 2-3 onto the start straight, but he just doesn't look like he's comfortable doing it like Leclerc. And then Janis going to get a little bit close here with Smith, jump to his right and get by for 6th place. So Johnson up to 5th. Eaglin running 4th. Lang in 3rd, right behind Carter. Meanwhile, Leclerc coming the other way now. So Leclerc, unless he crashes, has got this thing in his back pocket here. We got a little over 4 minutes in a lap. I guess the lap traffic still is going to play a bit of a factor here, though. You can't count him out. Leclerc down in the whoops, and he's down with Nick Sellen. That was not a lapper-induced crash, but he's gone down, and here comes Carter to try to take the race lead into the corner. Got him. Carter to the front. Leclerc now settles behind him, but he's going to get the preferred line. Carter's in the alternate. Tries to quad into the corner. Short. And Leclerc back to the lead. Oh, boy, it's on. And Leclerc got the triple smooth as butter across the start straight. T-Lang is still sitting right here. If these two get together, Lang is in line for a race victory this year. Okay, I've said it's on a lot tonight, but it is now really on. 3.5 minutes plus a lap. Top 2 in the championship, separated by that. That is what you're looking at on the screen right there for the race lead. And Carter's not going to wait anymore. I can't imagine. He's going to take the opportunity when it comes if he gets one. Just where will he get that opportunity is the question. Has he got a spot picked out? Is he better someplace? Well, he's great in the whoops. Here it is down the inside. Oh, he takes Leclerc down, and Leclerc stays on 2 wheels. The Frenchman gets it spun around just in time for Lang to triple in behind him. Can he hold on to the spot? Lang trying to jump to the outside. Not going to get it. Leclerc gets going still in 2nd place. Oh, man. You know what? If you're Carter, you may have been better off putting him on the deck because he's still going to have a shot to come back. Oh, what a pass, though. Carter leads here. 2.5 minutes and a lap left. Now, what does Leclerc do in response? Can he bring that gap down? Meanwhile, I mean, Lang's still sitting here. He's just waiting, licking his chops at these two guys running into each other. All right, 106.7, 3.8 in it. A 102.5. I mean, Leclerc, if he puts a couple quali laps down right here, he's right back to Carter. But he's got to do it in the ruts, which is real tough. Not easy. The track is worn down pretty hard here. Trying to quad over the table there. Let's see if he's still getting this double, triple clean. Oh, yeah, stretch that out and get it. 3.9. Got it under 4 now. Lap traffic, Devin Davis. Let's see if he gets out of the way. Should jump to the outside. No, stays inside. Claire's got to be careful. Davis. Out of that main line. Oh, Leclerc on the back of Devin Davis goes down. And there it is. Lang's going to jump through into 2nd place. That may have been the end of the battle that we were expecting to see. And Lang just went down in 2nd, so Leclerc is going to get back by him. And now Devin Davis looks like he slowed way down and allowed Leclerc through. 19:13 on the clock right now, so it's going to be real tight this time by. They might just make it for another lap. We'll see. Carter might it might be in his interest to slow down and not make it, but I don't know. I guess he wants to keep this gap as established as possible. So Leclerc is 11.4 down. A fall-off crash for Carter is going to put him pretty much in his wheelhouse again. Let's see. 1944, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 10 seconds on the clock. Let's see if he makes it. Here we go. 5, 4. Yeah, he made it. 2 to go. So he has 2 laps. He's just got to run clean. I'll tell you what's going to happen right here is if Carter wins this race with Leclerc finishing second, there will be 1 point in it for this championship heading east with a 1 point advantage going the way of Braden Carter. He will get that red plate back as we head to Minneapolis if it stays this way. Man, T-Lang is still right behind Leclerc, though. Hey, how about Payson Johnson sneaking into the picture here? He wants second place. So second, third, and fourth starting to run a little nose to tail. Carter has checked out from this gap of the field now, and Leclerc's trying to hold on for second as Lang and Johnson lurk in the background. And they're going to get the white flag this time by, so Leclerc's he's got to try to survive a couple more laps here. The white flag is in the air. Braden Carter checks in out front. 1 lap to go. Little mistake there for Leclerc. He's putting Luke Sullivan a lap down. T-Lang is still trying to get second place as Johnson puts his teammate Sullivan down in the background. This is the battle that we saw for the 2021 Outdoor Championship, T-Lang versus Leclerc. Some controversial finish to that one. Allowed Lang to leave as the champion. Ryder flipping backwards right there, but that is not Braden Carter. That is, I think, Byron Downen, perhaps Bob Joe. Not sure who. Guessing Downen, though. Leclerc kind of settled in here. And this is it. 2 corners to go. Braden Carter. Like I said, I've talked to him, and he's been very frustrated about those small mistakes that have just cost him a chance to beat Leclerc straight up for a race victory. So this time, he played it smart. He waited for the mistakes to come. He waited for his opportunity. And for the second time in 2022, Braden Carter's going to win tonight in Anaheim. Alexis Leclerc to the flag. Will just hold on here for second place as T-Lang gave him a run in the end, but Leclerc finishes second. He'll lose the red plate. Carter takes over the points lead. Johnson, 1 more straightaway to go, trying to get around Thomas Sunis as a lapped rider. Who's lighting up Johnson right now? Wow. Okay, D-Mills just plowed into Payson Johnson, but he will remain 4th. Matthias Janis rounds out our top 5. Jeremy Smith down in the last straightaway is going to cost him 6th place. Robert Wilson will pick it up there. And 7th place for Colby Eaglin. Rough night for the 24. He was hoping for better. No question about it. Braden Castaneda in 8th. 9th for Jeremy Smith. He was in the top 5 for almost that entire race. Ends up 9th. And Seth Garrett looks like he'll round out our top 10. Frank Jackson, last guy on the lead lap in 11th. Nick Sellen was 12th. 13th for Sullivan. Eklund, Downen, Mills, Ohlert, Hall, Tomasunis, Davis, Burns, and Holmes was run through the field. Take a look at the switch of positions up front here. Carter confirmed as your winner. Johnson gets passed by Lang on cuts. Johnson had 3.98 seconds of cuts. Jeremy Smith had 6.27 seconds of cuts. Filthy cheater. But the rest stays the same inside of the top 10. Your big winner tonight, though, is this man right here. And those plates on that number 1 machine go red as we head to Minneapolis next week. What a race. What a race. What a night. Wow. Lots and lots of fun bringing you guys round 6 of MotoOption Supercross live here on Start Your Systems. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. I know I certainly did. I had a lot of fun calling that race. The 450 main was sick. We had a 250 main that came down to the very last lap. If you didn't catch that, please be sure to rewind it and watch that whole race. That was a lot of fun to watch. No question about it. Want to give a big shout out, of course, to RaceFactorGaming.com. You guys can head over there, get involved with this racing series. You can race novice Supercross, amateur Supercross, all the way up to this pro Supercross that we call here on Wednesday nights. and they put on this series for us, and we give a huge thank you to them for all the work they put in. Of course, the Race Factor Gaming track crew as well for all the work they put in for those tracks. And all the sponsors involved, MotoOption Clothing, a huge shout out to them. Race Tech Suspension, I saw our guy Checkers hanging out in the chat here tonight, so good to have him. We also have Two Wheeler Graphics, we have MXS Lobby, we have Underground RC, Filski and Snowboard, we have Tagger Designs. So many people behind the scenes helping out making this stuff possible, so thanks so much to them. And of course, on our side, a big shout out to R Jerky. Head over to eatrjerky.com and use that code SYS20, that's SYS20, for 20% off your order. Big thank you to all of our sponsors that help make this show possible, and a huge thank you to every single one of you that tune in and watch this race every single Wednesday night. Got a great cast of people. We had over 400 people watching that main event, and boy, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. And hopefully we'll see you guys next week for the kickoff of 250 East as we head to the East for the first round in Minneapolis next week. Round 7 of the championship. Same time, same place on Wednesday night. We'll see you guys there. So long for now.